Krishna had ended wars. He had silenced kings. He had watched entire bloodlines collapse. Yet, when Ashwatthama stood before him, defeated and trembling, Krishna did not choose death. And that decision was the most terrifying one he ever made. Because death would have been mercy. Ashwatthama had already crossed every boundary that war allowed. In the final hours, when the battlefield had gone silent and victory had already been decided, he crept into the Pandava camp under darkness. There was no challenge, no duel, no honor, only sleeping warriors and unguarded tents. What he did next was not war. It was vengeance without restraint. The sons of the Pandavas were slaughtered in their sleep, not fighters, not soldiers, children, the future. The last fragile hope that the war might still end with healing. And when dawn arrived, Ashwatthama did not stop. Cornered, hunted, stripped of support, he reached for the final weapon, the Brahmastra. Not against armies, not against warriors, against the unborn child in Uttara's womb. This was the moment that froze even seasoned warriors, because killing ends life. But destroying the unborn erases the future itself. Krishna intervened instantly. The Brahmastra was neutralized. The child was saved. The cosmic balance held, barely, and Ashwatthama was dragged before Krishna. Most people imagine rage in that moment. They imagine Krishna furious, condemning, ready to destroy. That image is comforting, because it fits our idea of justice. But Krishna was calm. No raised voice, no divine wrath, no explosion of power, just stillness. Ashwatthama expected death. Everyone did. Even the Pandavas, broken by grief, demanded it. Draupadi herself, standing over the bodies of her murdered children, looked at the man responsible. And here is where Krishna's choice becomes unbearable. He denied Ashwatthama death. Instead, Krishna reached for the jewel embedded in Ashwatthama's forehead, the very source of his power and protection. With a single command, the jewel was torn away. Blood flowed. Strength collapsed. Identity shattered. But Krishna was not finished. Ashwatthama was cursed to live, not to rule, not to repent peacefully, not to rebuild, to wander for thousands of years, wounded, diseased, bleeding from the forehead that once made him invincible, rejected by humans, unaccepted by society, unfit for battle, unworthy of honor, no shelter, no rest, no death. This was not a curse of anger, it was a sentence of awareness. Krishna did not erase Ashwatthama's memory. He did not dull his conscience. He did not allow madness to soften the weight. Ashwatthama would remember everything, every scream in the night camp, every blade raised against sleeping children, every choice made after the war was already over. Why would Krishna do this? Because death ends suffering. But living with consequence teaches truth. Krishna understood something terrifying about justice. Some crimes cannot be balanced by execution. Ending Ashwatthama's life would have made him a villain who escaped reflection. Living would not. Ashwatthama would walk through generations that no longer knew his name. He would watch families grow while he remained frozen in time. He would see compassion offered to strangers but denied to him. Immortality became punishment. Memory became fire. And here is the most uncomfortable truth of all. Krishna did not do this out of cruelty. He did it out of precision. Krishna did not curse Ashwatthama because he was evil. He cursed him because he had refused responsibility even after crossing every moral line. Ashwatthama did not regret his actions. He regretted losing. He regretted being cornered. He regretted not winning. That difference matters. Krishna's curse was not meant to destroy Ashwatthama. It was meant to remove every escape. No martyrdom, no heroic death, no cleansing ending, only time. Krishna knew that some souls cannot be taught through suffering alone. They must be taught through endurance, without meaning. And while Ashwatthama wandered, the world moved on. Empires rose and fell. Names were forgotten. Wars were remembered only as stories. Krishna himself left the world quietly. Ashwatthama remained, a living consequence. This is why this curse is the greatest Krishna ever gave. Because it was not dramatic. It was not instant. It did not satisfy emotional justice. It satisfied cosmic balance. Krishna did not act like a god seeking worship. He acted like a guardian of order who refused to let destruction end without reflection. And now comes the part that makes this story uncomfortable for us, because Krishna's curse forces a question we avoid. If death is not the worst punishment, what is? Is it pain? Is it loneliness? Is it time? Or is it being forced to live with the full weight of your choices when no one is left to blame? Ashwatthama could not undo what he had done. He could not justify it, he could not escape it, and he could not end it. That is why death was not enough. Krishna did not curse Ashwatthama to be feared. He cursed him to be remembered by himself. So now, ask yourself this. If Krishna judged your actions not with anger, not with mercy, but with perfect consequence, would you still ask for justice? Or would you ask for death? Write your answer below.